God, if your life had a face, I would punch it.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Hey there, Marvelites. This is Agent M, and I'm here at new Marvel headquarters in New York City with Edgar Wright, director of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, as well as Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. How you doing?
I'm good. It's nice to be in Marvel HQ.
Yeah, it's new digs for us. We're trying out some sitting positions. We're having some fun. And you're here in the city talking about Scott Pilgrim. What's the buzz been like from fans? I know you met a lot this week.
Well, I guess the buzz is that they like the movie. I don't know. I would hope that's the buzz.
But they're excited. I mean, you did talks, screenings, lots of questions, right?
Yeah. We've been doing a little kind of like mini, like my second sort of like tour of the year around the country, and it's cool because we did kind of Q&As, and this time, people have already seen the film, and so most of the people at the screenings were seeing it for the second time at least,
Mm-hmm.
So we had a great one in Los Angeles with Guillermo del Toro.
Now, as far as the movie goes, did you find it challenging, kind of taking 6 volumes of Scott Pilgrim comics and bringing it to the screen?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, like, sort of as much as that was the challenge to adapt the books, the biggest challenge was to get the tone of the film right, because it's something that it's a very different comic book adaptation in terms of that it's a level of comedy, fantasy, and action and musical in the same film. So I think sort of actually, not so much. I mean, adapting the books is kind of doing any adaptation is a challenge. But I think the biggest challenge was actually bringing the visuals to the screen and getting the tone of it right.
Yeah, I honestly, I think you did a great job. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the books and loved the movie. I think you hit what you had to hit and got all these cool things in the movie. Now, did you find, as you were working on the film and talking, you worked with Brian Lee O'Malley as well. Did you find that there were any things from the books that you just absolutely had to get in and putting those into the film?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we did, I think we knew very early on what the structure of the film was going to have to be in film form, and I think Brian was, very realistic in that he understood that the film and the books were going to be different, and, I think that we all kind of aware that, the books still exist, and if, like, people see the movie and like the movie and haven't read the books, they have a whole other universe to explore.
How did you guys design these elaborate, crazy fights? I mean, how did you approach them? I mean, they are pretty different from what you usually see.
We sort of approach them like musical numbers. They're very sort of stylized and choreographed, and it's almost like Scott Pilgrim plays like a musical but has fight sequences instead of dance numbers. So that was the idea, because like the level of violence is very sort of stylized and fantastical. It's never kind of brutal. It's it's highly choreographed and composed, and so it's kind of treated a little bit like a dance number in a way.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. What kind of extras or secret stuff will fans find on Blu-ray and DVD?
We put 17 hours of extras on the Blu-ray.
Seriously?
So we maxed out the capacity. There's like 4 commentaries, there's an hour-long making of, there's other featurettes.
Let's go over to Marvel a little bit, talk about some Marvel comic stuff. You said you were a fan, especially growing up.
Yeah, I used to buy all 3 Spider-Mans when it was like Amazing, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, and Web of Spider-Man. The era that I was like really into kind of Spider-Man was just the end of like the black suit Spider-Man, going into kind of Todd McFarlane, back to the original kind of like costume. So kind of around the like Secret Wars, like into kind of going back to the original Spider-Man costume.
So now, kind of bridging these together, do you think there's a Marvel character that Scott is most akin to?
I don't know. I guess he's probably most like Peter Parker, in the sense that he's kind of like usually under attack. Like Spider-Man is not like an aggressor. He's usually kind of like defending himself, as much as he's a hero, and I think sort of Scott Pilgrim is, as much as he is the kind of like the sort of goes out to kind of fight the X's, he spends most of the film kind of defending himself.
All right, guys, pick up Scott Pilgrim vs. the World on Blu-ray, DVD now. Follow Edgar Wright. You're on Twitter, right? Just Edgar Wright.
Yep.
And yeah, check out everything that he does, because it's really awesome. And thanks, guys.
Hey there, guys. I'm Thor. No, I'm not. I'm Edgar Wright, director of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and this is Marvel, Your Universe.
Marvel, your universe.